Imagine digging your farm and uncovering treasured artifacts. Yes, I am Joadre, and today we delve into another Africa's untold stories. In 1938, while digging a cistern on his property, Nigerian farmer Anozie unearthed dozens of intricate bronze objects. His family farm lay atop an ancient ceremonial center, revealing one of Nigeria's most important archaeological discoveries and reshaping understanding of West African art and trade. Over the next 2 decades, hundreds of bronze, thousands of glass beads, ceremonial pottery, and elite burials were found. That was like evidence of wealthy, advanced society that thrived in the lower Niger between the 9th and 11th century CE. So what are these objects called? They are called Igbo Ukwu. I don't know if I pronounced it well. Please, it's on the screen. Named after the village in which the remains were discovered. The ancient culture of Igbo Ukwu, meaning Great Igbo. It is located in Anambra in southeastern Nigeria. But before Isaiah found it, who made these things? What's the actual history behind it? We'll see at the end probably. For now, let's talk about what happened after Isaiah found it. In 1959, British and Nigerian officials agreed to carry out a proper archaeological dig at the site Isaiah Anozie had discovered this. British archaeologists Thurston Saw led the excavation and worked in Nigeria for 5 years. Look, there was so much to find that he worked 5 years. During this time, he uncovered 3 major sites of the Anozie family and named them after the Anozie brothers: Igbo Isaiah, Igbo Richard, and Igbo Joana. Now, at the Igbo Isaiah, Shaw found many finely crafted bronze items used in ceremonies like vessels, jewelry, decorative objects. At Igbo Richard, he discovered the burial of a very important person accompanied by over 1,000 glass beads and textiles, elephant tusk, bronze ornament, indicating high status and wealth. At Igbo Joana, likely a dumping area, he found broken pottery, more bronze objects, and glass beads. So together, these findings shows that Igbo Ukwu was a wealthy society within strong trade connections, both nearby and far away. The bronzes from Igbo Ukwu gained so much attention from scholars due to intricate designs, how designed they were, the symbolism, as well as the technical skills that were required to create them. So let's talk about one of the objects that were found. Many of the objects, many of the bronze objects uncovered at Igbo Ukwu were said to be replicas. I don't know what are they replicating. Anyway, including the vase with rope. In this object, the artist allegedly skillfully imitated the appearance of a slender ceramic vase, decorated with relief designs and surrounded by delicate knotted ropes. Now, to achieve this effect, the artist seamlessly combined up to 8 separate castings, braided bands of relief on the body, and swelling designs at the foot of the vase to disguise some of the points at which the castings were joined together. So much meticulous work, even if it was alleged imitation or replicas. The vase is about a foot tall and turns an ordinary object into something special, like used for ceremonies, though its exact purpose is still yet unknown. Let us look at another one, the shell vessel with leopard. This artwork shows just how skilled the Igbo Ukwu artists were. The piece is a bronze vessel shaped like a spiral shell with a stylized leopard pecked atop it. But the shell and the leopard were covered in very fine decorative patterns, circles, lines, and tiny geometric designs, which shows heavy, careful craftsmanship and likely had symbolic meaning, which I don't really know. Although most Igbo Ukwu bronze were made using the lost casting method, that's like the same in Benin now, some scholars believe the artists used a specialized variant for works like this one. Instead of beeswax, they may have used latex to form the designs before casting. This would have allowed them to create much finer details than usual, resulting in the highly detailed surface seen on the shell vessel with leopard. May I ask myself, who told the scholars? Maybe they had better ways of also manipulating beeswax. Dating these artifacts help us to understand how early these innovations were. Researchers used radiocarbon dating to determine that the Igbo Ukwu bronzes and other objects were made between 9th and 11th century. So some scholars even argued that they were made later. Well, there are scholars that argued it was made later, like in the 15th century, but today most experts have agreed on that earlier date. So this is very important, because it means that the Igbo Ukwu produced some of the earliest known cast bronze artworks in West Africa. The high level of skill and beauty in these works also show that bronze making, that must have been part of their lifestyle and definitely part of a well-developed artistic tradition. Another major question is how Igbo Ukwu was connected to other societies. So most scholars believe that the metal use and the casting method originated within the region, indicating a strong local trade network. However, some glass beads found at the site may have come from places as far as Egypt or India. This suggests that Igbo Ukwu may have been linked to long trade routes across Africa and beyond. You know what that means? Remember I talked about the history and the makers of the Igbo Ukwu art. But the truth is, there is still so many unanswered questions about this Igbo Ukwu society, how it was organized, why the site was eventually abandoned, especially given how important the ceremonial objects there that was found, Now, did you know that there are theories that claim now that African innovation only began with European contact. So for a long time, many historians and scholars, they assumed that sophisticated African technology and arts, such as bronze casting, complex trade network, and advanced metallurgy, only emerged after contact with Europeans. This was part of a broader colonial era propaganda campaign to portray African societies as primitive before European influence. Now, what does this Igbo Ukwu directly challenge? It directly challenges that notion. The bronze, the beads, and other artifacts from the 9th to 11th centuries show highly advanced artistic skills and complex social organization centuries before Europeans even set their first foot on Africa or in West Africa. That was it for today. I'm so excited to continue discovering artifacts like. So if you know a lot about this Igbo Ukwu, please share your comments beneath, my Igbo people. Share your comments beneath, even my Edo people, share them beneath. I really find them so beautiful, the details that's there. Do you know, until we started researching on artifacts, I even knew about this. So there is so much untold African stories out there. Please drop your comments, give me some hints about artifacts and stories that I should talk about. So I'm Joadre, thank you for watching, and that was another Africa's Untold story.